Okay, now erosion. Erosion is a gradual washing away of the topsoil, either by water or by running water or by wind. That is, erosion takes place when wind, high wind or water, heavy rainfall occurs. Types of erosion. There are two types of erosion. We have the wind erosion and we also have the water erosion. Just as the name implies, wind erosion occurs when there is high wind, when there is heavy breeze. We are all familiar with that type of thing. When there is heavy wind, we can use it as an example of wind erosion. And for the water erosion is when water floods an area or overfloods it. That's when water erosion occurs. Now the types of water erosion. Under water erosion, we have three types of water erosion, which will mostly occur, which mostly comes up in your question. The first one is the gully erosion. The second one, we have the sheet erosion, and the third one is the rail erosion. Now, under erosion, we are going to be treating the causes, the effects. That is, those things that causes erosion, the effects. What effect does it have to man its environment? And also, we are going to be treating control, how to control erosion. Now, the causes of erosion, we have deforestation as number one. That is, cutting down of trees allow erosion to occur. Flood. When an area is flooded, erosion occurs. Continuous cropping. Planting on the same piece of land all the time without giving it an interval without giving it interval in between before planting another crop. So continuous cropping allows erosion to occur. Overgrazing, allowing animals to graze on a piece of land all the time. Erosion can take place due to that fact. And also, we have high amounts of rainfall. When there is an heavy rainfall, erosion occurs. We have some other ones like leaching. We have high amount of wind, and so on. We have some other causes, but these are the few that we brought out for you. Now, going to the effects of erosion on the environment. The first point, we have poor growth and yield of crops. Excuse me. How does erosion affect the environment? It leads to poor growth and yield of crops. That is, the plants, the crops won't grow as it ought to grow. It will be retarded growth in the plants, and also the crops will be able to yield as how much it yields plants on a either annual or biannual basis. Also, it damages houses and building. When erosion occurs, it damages houses and building. For instance, probably the house would break into pieces, or it will destroy some construction. Erosion causes a lot of damage. Also, it disturbs transportation. There won't be movements, everywhere will be blocked. So erosion disturbs transportation. It leads to land wastage. A lot of land will be covered with water. We will fill with water, and those lands can be used to build either houses or planting of crops. But due to erosion, it's as wasted. So the portion of that land is wasted. Also, it results in blindness. When there's a heavy wind during erosion and it's blazing to one's eyes, it can actually blind a person at that moment. Now, going still on erosion, we are going on to the control of erosion. How can we control erosion? We have discussed on the causes, what causes erosion. We have discussed on the effects, how it affects man and its environment. Now let's go to how can we control erosion? How can we stop it, or how can we prevent it? The first one is planting of cover crops like beans, lemon, groundnuts, maize. Cover crops, that is crops that cover the soil. So planting of cover crops helps in controlling erosion. The second one is planting of windbreaks. For instance, planting of our trees. When you plant them and there's gap in between, that's why it's advisable to have trees around your house. So it helps to control erosion. Planting of windbreaks, it's allowed, that is, don't be just a path the wind goes to, but when there are trees surrounding, it helps to control the amount of windbreaks erosion. The third aspect is breaking of sloppy land to reduce runoff. Breaking of sloppy land, the sloppy land around the area, when you break them, it helps to reduce runoff, that is excess water that is there at that moment. So when you break those sloppy lands, excess water won't store as a place. So that's where erosion can be controlled. The first one, construct strong drainage channels. Most people don't have drainages around their area, so that's what leads to stagnancy of water. But we are being advised, we are being told, for us to control erosion, we should construct a strong drainage channel. That's so as whenever erosion occurs, the water will be able to move and pass through easily without causing destruction. Another one is construct crossbars between ridges to reduce water. This is your plants. When you plant, we are being told that you should plant in crossbars. That is, don't just plant everything, like some people just plant anyhow. We are being advised to make it, like, for instance, planting in rows and in columns. That way it will be able to allow the flow, the water flowing will be able to move. It's not that it's just stored on one position and affects the yield of crops. Now, going on, we are going to be taking some questions on the topics we have treated.